Now we move into the key components of everything. The key component that is the ultimate to being able to provide, to being able to control, to being able to do what needs to be done, and to be able to keep things that shouldn't be done. And that's finances. We're talking about money very simply. The finances that are in place to make sure that this system, that system, this system, and these people can live and do what they do. Now that finances comes from you. You are the finance. You're the bank. Now you're going to hear, and you have heard, this bank funds this bank funds that, this corporation funds this organization funds that. But all that money comes from your pocket, comes out of your taxes. Has nothing to do with them. And in all sincerity, it really has nothing to do overall, because this financial system that you exist in every day is non-existent. It's a facade, it's a fantasy, it's monopoly money. You have something in your pocket that somebody told you is of value. You believed it, and so you spend it as such. You earn it as such because they told you this is what this is worth. But it's nothing. There's nothing to back it up with. There is nothing that gives it value other than the idea and the thought that you choose to believe. We had a gold system at once. Even that gold system, again, somebody placed a value on that gold. The bottom line is there is nothing to truly base that this is worth. I can't take that dollar and grow food. Now, I can literally take that dollar and buy something to eat, yes, because again, I'm part of the system that says this is what it's worth, but that piece that you have, that product, has worth none. It's worthless because it can produce nothing on its own. When something is of value, as we used to have the barter system, it was something that was equal of trade. I'll give you these dozen eggs, and you give me these dozen apples. Simple. Food for food. I will fix your wagon wheel, and you will fix my barn door. Simple. Back and forth. Service for service, product for product. But the financial system that you're in, the one that controls you, the one that keeps you, if you want to say, in the slave mentality, the system that keeps you an indentured servant, the system that created the indoctrinated servant, the one who does what is said and lives that is lived to make sure we have and they don't. This financial system that you are a part of and exist in every day is worthless, is valueless, is non-existent, and does not benefit you in any way whatsoever. Because all this money, if you want to say, is worth the value. Let's stick within the system itself. The money you have that funds this comes from you. And that money that got to you was printed up out of thin air for an independent organization. They printed up the money. They said this is how much money needs to be in circulation so that everybody has enough, so that everybody spends, so that these people have enough, so that we who create the money get our return back, because again, this money isn't given freely to our government. This money in no way is given freely. This money that is minted and made comes from the Federal Reserve, and that is an independent organization, not part of our political system. But you're not educated on that. They don't tell you that. And they loan out that money to the United States, our country, where I come from. They loan out that money. And then that money is given back and paid in return with the fee. There is a specific amount of interest that is given for every dollar that is produced, every coin that is minted. So it's not free. So that money you carry in your pocket is already less than what it's worth before it got to your pocket, because it's already indebted. So that dollar bill or that coin is already in debt. So you worked for less than what you've actually earned, and then you go out and spend it for less than what it's actually valued to. So again, that's why you can never get ahead. That's why you can never save enough. That's why you can never make the ends meet. But these people can. Why? Because they work off of your back. They make sure you're in that system because they profit from the fact that you don't. These people in politics profit to make sure that you don't, because the elite people fund their organization. Then it goes back to the media, gets money because the politics and the elite make sure you are fed the information that you need to know so that you can keep within the education that you were taught and continue in a system that keeps you as a slave. Now, mind you, do we have more in my country than most other people do? Yes, we do. We have many, many trinkets out there, such as the camera that's recording me, such as these clothes that I'm wearing. But again, What can that do for me in the end? Should this entire market collapse, what am I going to do? I can't eat my shirt. I can't plant the camera in the ground and get camera fruit. It doesn't work that way. I will be without nothing. Because part of this system that we're in, we're not taught to survive on our own anymore. We're not taught to provide for ourselves should there be the need. We're taught to be dependent. And we are dependent on this financial system. And you got to go up this entire ladder that makes us dependent. We are taught to be. Because many people, including myself, I couldn't tell you if I had to skin a deer how to do it. I couldn't tell you how to gut a fish. I wouldn't know that. I couldn't take you out to the wilderness and tell you what plants are poisonous and which aren't. We're not taught this because we are taught to be, again, the indentured servant, the indoctrinated slave. Be a slave to this money because there is nothing else out there for you. But make sure you don't want more than enough because it's only the elite who have the privilege to have enough. You will never have enough. You will always be indebted till the day you die. Like I said, that money already in your pocket already comes with the debt on it. So it's less than what it was already worth before it was printed. So you're never, ever going to get ahead because this is the stuff you're not taught because they make sure that you keep spending and you keep buying. Because as I stated prior, as they call it a free market system, that's not what we really live in. We live in a consumer market system. We are consumers. Consumerism is what dominates this society. If you don't buy and they don't sell, then the money doesn't get out to you. So it's kind of funny that way. Think about that. We want you to go to work and spend your money. But if you save your money when you go to work, then we have to take away your job because you're not spending enough out there in order to be able to provide the job in order for you to continue spending. So again, where do you come ahead? Where can you say, you know what, I don't feel like spending today? Well, guess what? You don't have that choice because if you don't spend, you threaten your existence. You threaten your livelihood. You may no longer have one. It's a system that has set you up to fail. Since the day you began in that process of getting educated, it's an entire system that has been set up again so that you will fail. And these people succeed. I really need you to understand that. There is no way whatsoever that you can get ahead as long as we are still within this financial system. As long as the elites continue to be who they are and do what they do. As long as the politics continue to play into the favors of the elites. As long as the media continues to play into what all these people need you educated on. So that you can be that happy slave, that indentured servant. To really understand that the next time you take out that bill and you're going to go drop that money, you're going to buy that big screen, you're going to get that car, you're going to go $20 to get into a movie. Really ask yourself, how did it get to this? Why is there such an unequal distribution of wealth? That's you. You allow that. The reason there is unequal distribution, the reason there are ghettos, the reason there are communities that have and don't have, while there's a great school here and not one there, while there's nice homes here and not one there, is because you allow all these people and all these systems to set up the rules to keep that and make sure that it happens.